Autism Awareness Month. Hi, welcome to Living with Autism by Michael Lettman. What I've done recently was attending 2 presentations in one location on my campus. It'll be hard for me to remember what the presentations were about. One was known as Income, Employment, and Disability Benefits, and I think the other one was known as Navigating Employment and Reasonable Accommodations. Both were related to employment, which I didn't mind attending because I'm still working on my career path. I like to share some of what I experienced during those presentations, starting with asking you, my viewers, to please listen closely as you are about to hear how I've been asking questions during those presentations. You'll hear some of what I've been asking and how they've been answered. Then afterwards, I'll share how I've enjoyed those presentations. So, as I hope you listen closely, please enjoy! I'm curious about everything you had just said, sir. My first question is, I'm fascinated about that parent you spoke of. She went through a lot when she had that deadly virus, yet she managed to survive and even gave birth to her precious adorable? She really went through that much?
Yes, she did. And, she was a person who, her whole life, she never expected to be a person with a disability.
Okay, well, I guess you can say, from what you explained, of course.
I think it just goes to show that anybody can go from
I'm
where
gonna,
they are and
I'm
they can
just,
develop a
I
disabling
want,
condition.
I would
It can
like,
be temporary or permanent.
I would like to properly understand how you describe that. An innocent woman she was, but because of COVID, she fell into a coma while she was pregnant, didn't she?
Yes, that's
And,
exactly what happened.
and while she was in a coma, her adorable was safely given birth to at some point? While she was in a coma?
Yeah, she had to deliver the baby in a coma. That's right.
Oh, I
But
see.
she didn't meet the baby until she woke up from the coma a few months later.
Oh, really? Because I'm pretty sure when you're in a coma, you're knocked out. You're alive, but knocked out. You're unable to move and stuff. So I'm impressed that she was able to give birth like that in an unmovable body, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think so. Thank you for your comments on that. Since it does veer on like the personal, like medical, background of the client, I think if you have any questions relating to finances or the workforce development.
Oh, I am so sorry. That's it.
Would
Yeah, let me get to that question. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
My question for that is before, at the beginning, you said there are many ways for people with disabilities to work on their career path, such as training opportunities, or even resume workshops, or even some kind of way they could, I don't know, figure out their money management. If you know what I mean.
Would you like to know more about those services?
Maybe.
Okay. So Joseph is going to be sharing the link in the chat, and we will also be sharing post presentation a 1 to 2 pager with some resources. So we will be able to link you to the Workforce One centers that Joseph works in Brooklyn, and the other financial empowerment centers that are located throughout the city. And we will give a small summary of what these services provide.
Understood. Thanks to this paid internship, Sarah's doing so well on her career path. However, from the questions you just described, I'm quite curious. Her paid internship will not interfere with her SDI benefits, will it? Not only that, if she does have a paid internship, doesn't that mean she still has to find work and make sure she keeps her SDI benefits?
So that's what Sarah wants to know, right? She wants to know, like, if I have a paid internship, is it worth it to me getting this paid internship? So I'm afraid of losing benefits, right? So we as folks with disabilities should look at what work incentives we're eligible for. If you don't know, then connect with a WIPA project or other resources that can help you identify those resources. So for example, Sarah's never worked before, right? So she is eligible for the trial work period, right? And so will she lose her SSDI benefit? No, right? Assuming no other factors, Sarah will continue to receive her benefit and also receive her new salary. Because again, during the trial work period, you can earn as much as you want and still receive your full benefit.
And that's a relief.
Yeah, and that's a relief. Yeah,
I'm so sorry,
relief.
you were still talking.
No, it's a huge relief, right? And that's why the trial work period is so important. But she must continue to report her income to Social Security to avoid any overpayments and underpayments, right? Even if she knows she's not going to get penalized, she needs to still report that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I always thought that it was impossible or doubtful for any of us to do investing because I've always been hearing that word, investing. And I always hear that people in the high class are able to invest. But I thought that people like us aren't able to invest. So how exactly do we invest, even if it's basic steps, if you know what I mean?
So first, figure out what you want to invest for, right? Do you want to invest for income? Do you want to invest for a long-term goal? 2, how are you going to fund that investment? And 3, where do you want to invest? So an ABLE account is a great option because they have some investment accounts there. You can meet with a financial counselor to get some indication about investing. And if you need help selecting a portfolio, you can meet with a financial planner, a certified financial planner. And the New York Public Library offers pro bono, so that's free financial planning for individuals. And so they can help you say like, oh, you know what, based on your goal, you should be saving X, you should be investing X amount, right, to meet that target. Or maybe this product is not a good idea because it's kind of sketchy, right? Like cryptocurrency, the hot new thing, but there's a lot of risk involved.
All I can say is investigating can sound very complicated.
And that's what financial counselors, financial planners are here to help you through that process so that you can figure out like what is reputable information.
Okay, the last slide I saw. I like to share how I managed to have done. Okay, no, sorry. I'm mixing my words here. Since I recently did 2 job interviews so far, they were on Zoom.
Okay.
I want to make sure I followed what I saw on the last slide.
How was the Zoom interview for you?
Oh, that I can answer. I need to hear that. Well, from my perspective, answering questions for them and make sure I try to connect with the interviewer themselves. They were Zoom interviews. So, I want to make sure I socialize, not screw up, and to show them that someone like me can be suited for their positions. But one thing concerns me. More than one job interview, there's always that question. Will you hear back from them or not? That's what usually happens in a career path, right? If you got more than one job interview.
So your question is, how do you ask if you're going to hear back?
That similar. My question is, if you receive more than one job offer from plenty of job interviews, how will you reply back to those that you haven't chosen? Because think about it. From my perspective, it concerns me during my career path. Because, you get more than one job interview, and then you show that you were suited for the position. Yeah, they like you. You socialize so well. However, as months go by, they finally give you a job offer. More than one company who took a liking to you. Then you be in a quandary. How you can only choose one that can fit in your schedule.
Right.
Then, after you make your decision, how will you kindly reply back to give them the bad news?
Oh, okay.
The other
Give them the bad news that you will not be joining them. So you can say, thank you for the opportunity to interview with you. I really learned a lot about your company. Unfortunately, I will not be able to accept this job. Thank you.
Oh, something like that. Because I want to do it in a nice way.
Yeah, and you don't have to tell them why or anything. Just thank you. Unfortunately, I'm unable to accept this position right now.
Oh, yes.
I wish you well in your continued search for a suitable candidate.
Oh, I think I need to hear that. I need it. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed what you've listened to. And I'm sure it would have been better if there were high quality captions or something, which I think is an accommodation in the accessibility department, if you know what I mean. I'll start off by saying this. I've enjoyed those presentations. Not only I receive a little advice for my career path, it showed that I've been socializing so well. Some say they enjoyed how I've asked questions like that. Plus, I got to interact with parents who raise individuals on the autism spectrum. Some are even students at Kingsborough Community College. Actual college students. I'd like hearing that. And that's what I've experienced recently. Please stay tuned for more of Living with Autism by Michael Lettman during Autism Awareness Month of 2024. That is all.